While some actors have a wish list of plot ideas they want to play, the young and the restless Joshua Morrow, Nick, is less interested in what he plays than his brother. Play with. What you want to do if you are smart is to act with all the extraordinary people that you rarely meet. That is the man who insists on deep soap. There are all different islands in the city of Geneva. On my island, there are 7 people. But you see all these great actors playing on other islands and going, dang. I want to work with them. Nick and Sharon's latest wedding on The Young and Restless ended in tears when the bride dumped the groom on the altar after announcing that she knew he had deceived her with Phyllis. And Sharon is not the only one angry with Nick for his indifference. Joshua Morrow admitted to Soaps in Depth that some Y&R fans also told him that they did not accept Nick sleeping with him. So is Phyllis. But I really think that makes the most sense, the actor argues. Phyllis has always been Nick's kryptonite. There was something about her that he could not move. They have eliminated each other. Viewers know this is not the first time Nick deceived Sharon with Phyllis. Both have been in and out of each other's trajectories over the years like friends, lovers and everything in between. And their daughter, Summer, will always connect the two whether they like it or not. Finding a way to turn that conversation into a vibe between the two of them, Morrow thought about the couple's chemistry. They have a lot of history together, a lot of pain has happened, but they also have lots of hot, nice times. So while viewers, and Sharon, may not be pleased to see Nick rerun Phyllis several times, to be honest they can expect it at this point. Those crazy fans hate it, Morrow shrugs, but I always feel right when he turns to Phyllis when things get hot with Sharon. A few months ago, people heard around the soap world watching The Young and Restless fall off their seats when Nick revealed that he, not JT, had obsessed and mocked Father Victor. I knew that JT would come back, but not knowing that I would impersonate him, he pleaded guilty to Soaps in Depth. They told me that Nick would make this big turning point and go back to the business world and be great. I was like, awesome. A few weeks later, producer, CEO, Molly Young said, "Oh, just so you know, you'll become JT." I was like, what are you waiting for? At the time, I didn't know if they knew how they would do it, but they knew I would impersonate JT and go around causing all this trouble to punish Victor. They brought Thad, Luck and Bill, back, which is very smart, for what he has to do. I didn't know they would follow the CGI, special effects, path with Revelation, but I thought the way it worked out was very clever, and I had an explosion doing it. It's safe to say that Morrow is continuing an explosion describing this new version of Nick, even admitting that before he conveyed the story, he was thinking about life away from Crooks Island. I love my work, and I will never say it's not great, he insists. However, I am reaching the 25-year mark next year and I told my wife that I will probably come to the end of this race. I wanted to leave the state, take a piece of land in the middle of the country, take a boat, a pack of dogs and go fishing with my sons. But this story has changed everything. It was like being assigned a new role. While some fans may have gathered a little more about Nick's Victor-like personality, Morrow remembers that his changing ego hasn't always been easy in recent years. Man, you are a hidden face. He's always fighting, super conceited and full of piss and vinegar, he reminded. He is very interesting to play. Then somewhere along the way, he turned into a happy, lucky guy, who likes to make pancakes and do the laundry. I was like, is this all? I have nothing else to do but relax on Sharon's couch. So when Mal wrote this story, I thought, thanks. In fact, Morrow said that he was not only troubled by Nick's easygoing attitude but also his constant grief. All he ever had were things taken from him, whether it was business or women or children and family. Morrow lamented the troubled life of his ego. I think Mal wrote a line for me, "I won't lose any more." I love that he typed in there. Morrow's enthusiasm for his current storyline can be heard in his voice, but is he worried about crossing a boundary, whether it might become too much or not, like Victor? No. I hope they let me take Nick as far as they will let me go, he announced. The Scissors of the Dark Side, which sounds like an element of Star Wars, is probably one strong thing. Nick has a very clear goal. I don't think he can accomplish it the way he says it. He'll have to do some shady things if he's strong enough to be around. Painting with his father, and that would be the interesting part of the story. I pray that the writers really let us discover it. Make no mistake, Morrow is very sensitive to fans' negative reactions to Nick's new rudeness. However, he is willing to take risks, believing that they prefer to be engaged and sad rather than happy and sad. Sometimes fans want the plot to play out in a specific way. But I want them to be bothered a bit by Nick. That keeps it interesting. So interesting that these days, Morrow is eager to get her script. The CBS Young and Disgruntled Vandals, C&R, Point out that star Mark Grossman said the truth would appear about the death of AJ Montalvo, and when it happened, it would shock everyone, including Adam Newman himself. This is what Mark said. Speaking to the Soap Opera Digest, actor Mark Grossman said that when talking about Adam's father, Victor Newman, and his past, he really didn't know what to believe. He told the publication in a new interview, based on all the dishonest things Victor had done in the past, Adam would not give it to his father to get something like this, but co. At that time, Adam was not assured that Victor had done a lot of answers to what happened. In one way or another, Adam wanted to come to the truth. But again, there is also Chelsea Newman, Melissa Claire Egan, and she also doubts about this situation. Could this pose a problem for Adam? Maybe. Mark added that I think Chelsea was more worried about Adam discovering something that could uproot his entire life. Adam is hoping Chelsea will be on his side, but I'm sure she's also afraid this might mean something to them. But again, there is also Chelsea Newman, Melissa Claire Egan, and she also doubts about this situation. Could this pose a problem for Adam? Maybe. Mark added that I think Chelsea was more worried about Adam discovering something that could uproot his entire life. Adam is hoping Chelsea will be on his side, but I'm sure she's also afraid this might mean something to them. As mentioned, fans of Young and the Restless will just need to adjust day by day to find out what will happen. While Y&R Production feels like when the new episode will be back on air, the film industry has been brought to light to return to work as soon as 12 days. We will certainly update you all the latest information when available. Young and the Restless airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. During this time, don't forget to check back here for all the latest news, updates and revelations about your favorite daytime TV shows, including Young People and Restless People, Apple People, Violence and Our Beauty, Our General and Our Day of Life. Be sure to visit TV Rocker for all the latest news on all of your favorite daytime soaps. They feel like soap plays will be backed up and filmed immediately. While that is interesting, it might be a bit too much to get back into the storyline after such a major breakthrough. Don't worry, we'll quickly help you accelerate to the last place we left. Before the world was overtaken by COVID-19, we had a lot going on, and this might be the biggest ledge ever. Finally we discovered that Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, was actually the one responsible for the death of AJ Montalvo, not Victor Newman. In fact, Victor helped cover it up so that his son might never know what happened. What will Adam do with this information? And he will continue not to believe his father. We will find out when we are back. Star Michael Mealor has opened his best summer ever. The actor, who is best known for playing Kyle Abbott in the hit CBS movie, said his most memorable summer so far was actually when his father visited him in LA. Family always has the best time, right? This is what he said. In an interview with Soap Opera Digest, the handsome actor said, "My best summer was the one my dad spent in Los Angeles with me. We drove across the country and it was I can't remember the worst summers, but I'm from Georgia and there are lots of thunderstorms in the summer. I'm sure it's a very stormy summer and I can't stay outside too much." As stated, we hope that the Young and the Restless cast and crew will have an active summer to see this series that hasn't been produced since the coronavirus pandemic. March Bridge. See how it has been more than a month since we received any new documents, hoping this will happen sooner rather than later. Until now all we can do is keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. They say you can't change history, but when Adam and he are constantly engaged, it might be worth rewriting a bit. For years, the character had to live under the dark cloud because he was responsible for the death of his daughter Billy and Chloe, Delia. But what if he really wasn't the driver who ran and plowed the girl? We see him destroy evidence, and yes, he even confessed his sin to Billy. But what if others are responsible, and the only thing that is guilty to Adam is his conscience? The events we saw unfolding on the screen made it quite clear that no other suspects could occur. In fact, we continue to wait for the tragic story to take a shocking turn, if only to justify the somewhat controversial decision about the life of such an adorable child. About what there he is. He announced earlier that it would be the best night of his life. Revealing Adam's innocence will cause the players to rearrange, especially Billy's long-standing grudge against the alleged killer of his daughter. In turn, will Billy feel guilty for the sad actions he has taken against his enemies in the name of Delia? How will Adam punish the true culprit, who allows him to suffer for so long? And who can sit in this secret for years? Before making a comment with your thoughts on trying to forgive at least one of Adam's past sins, check out the collection below to see who tops our list of suspects. Young and the Restless airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. During this time, don't forget to check back here for all the latest news, Updates and revelations about your favorite shows.